everybody. Welcome to This Day. It is Wednesday, December 30th. Only one more day before we get to celebrate the finality of 2020. All right, we don't have any meetings to tell you about today, but on our show, we have the Amateur Radio Club. And what a nice gal who is going to tell you all about how important they are and how you can become involved if you need a new hobby for 2021. Then we also are going to sit down with Barry Arbuckle, who is with Memorial Care, and he is going to talk to us about the Memorial Care COVID vaccine. It's not actually their vaccine, but where you're going to be able to get it and when you can get it through them. All right, let's take a look at our resources that we normally do for COVID-19. We have covid19.ca.gov, where you can follow along with the governor's plans. We have occovid19.ochealthinfo.com. It's a little bit longer than the last one, but this is going to take you right to where you can find out all the information about when the vaccine will be available for you. The hotline is 714-834-2000, or you could go to our website, which is Laguna Woods Village Alerts.com, and you can email us at info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Now, our weather is looking quite nice. Doesn't look like we have any rain in the forecast. We are looking at 65-47 for today. Partly sunny tomorrow, 64-46, and then sunshine for our new year, 67-47. Partly sunny on Saturday, and then partly cloudy on Sunday. If you are traveling this week for the holiday, our beaches are going to be an average of 63-40, Mammoth 35-10, Big Bear 30 with an overnight of 15, and then Palm Springs is a little bit on the chilly side, 65 with an overnight of 45. Our sunrise this morning was 6:55, and our sunset is going to be 4:53. If you have any photos that you would like to share with us for the next couple of days or going through the new year, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we return, we will have the Amateur Radio Club, so stay tuned.
At Harvard Eye, we are so happy to be open again and to see all of you for your medical and surgical eye care. We're taking great care to protect everyone from COVID-19 by seeing fewer patients, spacing out chairs in our lobby, sanitizing our office constantly, and doing much more. The world is changing a lot, but what hasn't changed is we're honored by your trust and confidence, and we're committed to keeping you safe. We can't wait to see you.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Grace Stencil, who is here on behalf of the Laguna Woods Amateur Radio Club. Well, Grace, nice to see you again. It's been almost a year. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I want to thank you for inviting me onto this show. And I always am happy to give a plug for our radio club because I'm proud to be a member of it. So.
Well, good. Yeah, you know, we had you on some time ago when we had Tim Moy, and we were talking about, you know, captains and emergency. But beyond that, which we'll touch on, but beyond that, let's talk about how the club was formed.
Well, you know, our club was formed way back in the early 70s, and it originally was just a social club, and it has developed into not just the social or casual radio communications, but it has also gone into emergency procedure radio communications, which we really believe in strongly and work very hard at.
Well, and it's really great, especially if, you know, all of our electricity goes down, our communication, cell phones, and things like that. So it's good that there's people around. You know, we haven't completely converted.
Yes, and by the way, Lisa, we're also, I wanted to mention that we are the only club that is mentioned in the Laguna Woods Village Disaster Preparedness Emergency Plan. So we work very directly with security and the disaster plans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, amateur radio, you know, are we talking about ham radios, or what are we actually talking about?
We're talking about ham radios, not walkie-talkies, not cans and strings, just ham radios that use the airwaves.
Okay.
to
Tell me what
communicate.
a radio is. Like, what is it made up of?
Made up of radios, wires, antennas,
Okay. Let's see. Oh,
antennas.
see, when I look at that, I'm thinking that's a walkie-talkie.
That is, I know, and a lot of people confuse it, but walkie-talkies are very limited on distance. So you might not be able to go beyond 2 miles to talk to someone. This, not this particular one, but I have several radios. We can talk around the world.
Well, obviously, we've been all cooped up in our homes for the last year. And, you know, what a plus for you, because not only can you use your Zoom, but you can use your radios too.
That's correct. When COVID struck, we went from in-person meetings to right into Zoom meetings, and we will continue doing that. I will talk about our nets, and I'll explain that later. We can do that without leaving our homes because we all have our own radios, so we can communicate without leaving our homes during an emergency or exercises and training.
Right. Now, you said you talk to people all over the world with
Yes.
the radios. So at the time that COVID was happening, were you able to communicate with people in the other parts of the world?
Oh yes, COVID has nothing to do with the radio waves. They
Right.
go.
Did you talk to people that were in the UK or somewhere else about how things were going?
I personally cannot because I don't have the license that allows me to go that far. But we do have a few club members that are able and do talk to other countries. Yes.
Oh, see, that would be a really nice plus, because then you can get the information firsthand before
Exactly.
you find it on the news.
And that happens frequently during any kind of a disaster. For instance, the fires that we had recently, we were all on our radios listening to what was happening, and people were reporting from their radios to us. So we knew if we had to evacuate, probably before most of you would have.
Oh, that's really good to know. We did have Carlos Rojas on, and we were talking about the fires. And, of course, you have lots of different ways to get alerted. So it's good to know that you also could be a great source of information for everyone.
Yes, and if you don't mind, I would love to show you and the audience what happens during a disaster. Okay, may I do that? It'll just take a minute. So let's say that I'm at home, it's 2:30 in the morning, and there's a pretty good sized earthquake. It wakes me up. The first thing I do as a radio operator is I check to make sure everyone in my household is safe and that the building structure is also safe. When I determine that, I then get on my radio and I check in, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to say, net control, this is KM6JOS, ready for assignment.
KM6JOS, this is net control. Deploy to Clubhouse 3 and report when operational at that location.
Oh.
Sorry, I dropped something. Net control, this is KM6JOS. I copy, report to Clubhouse 3, and announce when I am operational. This is KM6JOS clear. Okay, so now I've reported in.
Roger, KM6JOS, 1087WG net control, clear.
Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, so now.
Who was that?
I'm going to tell you, that was our Disaster Preparedness Task Force radio officer. His name is Bruce Bonbright. He is a very special member of our radio club also, so he's involved in a lot of different things.
Well, yeah, the terminology you guys is very specific.
It has to be, and I'm going to explain that when I get into the messages that we have to relay to other people. When you send a message under an emergency, it has to be very distinct, it has to be clear, and it has to be in terminology that can't be manipulated or misunderstood. So it all has to be very specific.
So yeah, tell me how that works right now, because my son he's a pilot, and so obviously pilots have their own language too, and it does have to be extremely specific to avoid any collisions or accidents. So tell me how your language works.
Well, we follow pretty much the military language. So we have all of our alphabets are like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. So everybody has that. The other thing that we try to ensure is that we do not use words that are not necessary. Oh, please, please send someone here. We don't do that. Because it just takes too long, and we need to be accurate, precise, and quick to get help.
Okay.
So may I go back to when I was deployed to Clubhouse 3 real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. So now I've been told where to go. So I'm going to don my very fashionable orange vest that tells who I am and allows me to go into the buildings.
Right.
And I'm also going to carry, you can't see it, but I have a to-go bag that has extra equipment in it, radios, batteries, a couple of bars to eat on, energy bars. So I run up to Clubhouse 3 and I set up my table with the radios and all that. And then I check back in and tell them I'm ready to go. Now, in the meantime, back in the neighborhood, the good neighbor captains are also deployed to do their job, which is go to their associated manors, check on the people. They have a form and they fill in anybody for bodily injuries. How many pets do they have? Is there building structure damage? And that report is then whipped over to Clubhouse 3. I get it. I take off of the most immediate items in priority, and I relay that to the Emergency Operations Center, which is located at that point in Laguna Woods City Hall.
Okay.
That is supervised by the security department, but we always have 2 or 3 ham radio operators there to relay the messages from us to EOC.
Oh, that's great. Let me ask you, what if you're not home? Do you carry your radio with you?
Oh, most of us have radios in our cars, yes.
Oh, God.
And once in a while, you'll see as you're driving, you'll see a car with a little antenna sticking up off the roof or off the trunk or something. Yes. Yeah, we do. We carry them around.
Well, truckers do that too, right? Is that the same kind of radio?
No, those are CBs.
Oh, CBs. Okay. I see. What's the difference?
Well, a CB is limited. It doesn't, ours can go, you can't get in a truck and call Europe.
Oh, gotcha.
And you can't get in a truck and call Arizona.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Okay. So
tell me, if someone wanted to participate in the club, what do they do?
well, we would love to have them participate. What a great hobby this is. It's a family hobby. This is great for grandparents with their grandchildren, or a father and their children, or a mother and her children. It's just a wonderful family hobby. And they can come to our club, go to lagunawoods.com, lagunawoodsvillage.com, scroll down to clubs, click on that, scroll down to Amateur Radio Club and click on that, and it'll give you contact information, and it'll give you a little basic of what it takes. It's not difficult. I did it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Okay. I've only been a ham radio operator for 2 years.
So if you don't have, you can still learn about it, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And we have provided a place in our club for people who want to become ham operators. We call them associate members, and we help them get through the system and understand it and become technicians, which allows them to talk on the radio.
Yeah, that does sound like a great idea. Something new to learn for 2021.
It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's a hobby, but it's also very important for your community.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the more the merrier. How many do you have now?
We have almost 60 people in our club. No, so that's not too bad when you consider it. You do have to have a license to talk on a ham radio. Right. So, but I would love to invite the viewers to go by Clubhouse, go by our radio room at Clubhouse 1. It's all windowed. You can look through and see all the extensive equipment we have. And that radio equipment is what allows us to communicate throughout the United States and the world.
I love it. Gosh, Grace, thank you so much for the information. And you have a great new year in 2021.
Well, thank you. We're certainly looking forward to it. We'd love to tell your viewers that we hope they have a very safe and healthy new year also. Thank you, Lisa, for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Grace. Take care.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.
Breast cancer takes patients down paths they never expected, and Memorial Care Comprehensive Breast Center at Saddleback can help navigate the way. We provide multidisciplinary breast care services for the early detection, diagnosis, and treatment of breast cancer using state-of-the-art technology in a personalized environment designed to meet the needs of each woman.
Hello, I'm Barry Arbuckle, President and CEO of Memorial Care. We know that you have a lot of medical questions about COVID-19 vaccines. So I've invited Dr. James Leo, Memorial Care's Chief Medical Officer, to join me in sharing his expertise and providing some answers. Dr. Leo, thank you for joining me. And let's start with what's top of mind. I'm hearing from a lot of people. They're wondering when this vaccine will be made available to the public.
Well, thank you, Barry. I wish we had an exact timeline for when vaccine will be made available. We simply don't know for the public distribution. What we do know is that the distribution is being managed by the federal government and through our local public health departments. I can tell you that we are doing all we can to get as many doses as we can as quickly as possible.
What vaccines for COVID-19 are available, and how will they protect us?
There are two vaccines receiving the most attention right now. First is the vaccine made by Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech. They were the first to receive emergency use authorization from the FDA. This vaccine requires 2 doses given 21 days apart. The Moderna vaccine is the second vaccine. That was made in partnership with the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. It requires 2 doses also, but 28 days apart. And it works the same way the Pfizer vaccine does. They're both administered similar to a flu shot, given in the muscle of the upper arm. After a person receives the first dose of the vaccine, they'll start to develop some immunity in 2 to 4 weeks. But this is not full or sufficient immunity to protect against disease. The vaccines require the second booster dose to reach full 95% immunity, which can take an additional week after receiving the second dose.
Well, certainly the news last week about the Pfizer approval and distribution generated a lot of excitement. But I'm hearing a lot of folks asking, how do these vaccines actually work?
It's a great question. These 2 vaccines and the other ones still being tested all work to stimulate the human body's own protective immune responses, so that if a person is infected with the virus targeted by the vaccine, in this case, the COVID-19 virus, their immune system will recognize the virus, stop it from spreading in the body, and stop it from causing illness. In this way, the vaccines mimic natural infection, but without actually causing the person to become sick.
Are the vaccines safe?
Each of the top vaccines under consideration has undergone multiple phases of clinical trials. In the late stage trials, they've been tested and monitored on tens of thousands of human volunteers. Additionally, the FDA, which has the power to quickly approve medical products during time of public health emergencies, has stated that although the COVID-19 vaccines are being fast-tracked, their testing process has closely mirrored the standard rigorous testing and approval process that any non-emergency vaccine would require before it's approved. Memorial Care's medical experts have studied the findings of these clinical trials and the other scientific data and agree with the CDC and FDA recommendations that the vaccines appear to be safe, effective, and will lead to a significant reduction in the spread of the virus. Now, it is important to know that although the vaccines are considered safe, side effects are not uncommon. It's possible that anyone who receives the vaccine may experience side effects after vaccination, and it's normal. Recipients of the vaccine have complained of pain at the injection site, fatigue, chills, muscle aches, headaches, and fever. Now, these symptoms tend to resolve within about a day. And there's a warning. People who have a history of anaphylaxis to another vaccine or injectable medication should be carefully monitored for 30 minutes if they choose to get the Pfizer vaccine. Anaphylaxis is a severe allergic overreaction of the body's immune system, which can be life-threatening. Those concerned or who've been told by their healthcare provider to carry an EpiPen should speak with their physician before receiving the vaccine.
So who should and should not get vaccinated? For example, if someone already had COVID-19, should they still get the vaccine?
The CDC recommends that people who've had COVID-19 still be vaccinated. We know that the risk of reinfection with COVID-19 is very low in the first 90 days after illness. So some people may choose to wait that long, but that's not absolutely necessary. People with COVID-19 symptoms should wait, however, until their acute illness has resolved before being vaccinated. Because this is a new virus, we're still learning about short and long-term immunity. Medical professionals are not certain how long a person can remain immune after having actually been infected with the virus. Therefore, those who are vaccinated will either gain immunity or potentially extend or strengthen existing immunity. Although pregnant and breastfeeding women didn't take part in any of the vaccine clinical trials, the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology has issued a statement that pregnant and nursing women should not be excluded from receiving a vaccine. And lastly, the vaccine is not yet recommended for people below the age of 16.
So once folks get the vaccine, do they still need to practice the precaution measures?
Because it will take time to vaccinate and immunize everyone, and because there's a small chance that even a vaccinated person could still get and spread the infection without getting symptoms themselves, it's strongly advised that even after being vaccinated, we all continue to mask, socially distance, and wash our hands frequently. It's estimated that in order to control COVID-19 and develop herd immunity, at least 70% of the population will need to be vaccinated.
Thank you, Dr. Leo, for your time, your expertise, and a very good discussion. We will undoubtedly be learning a lot more in the coming days, weeks, and months. And as things progress, we will continue to provide updated information on our website at memorialcare.org/COVID vaccine. Thank you.
For the sweaty faces and the hidden smiles, the foggy glasses and the sore ears, the determined looks and the muffled laughs. A simple piece of fabric makes a big statement. I care. Let's all do our part to slow the spread. Wear a mask. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Are you or someone you know facing financial challenges from unexpected emergency expenses? The foundation of Laguna Woods Village can provide the temporary help you need. Meals on Wheels, adult day services, dental services, medical alert services, and ambulance contracts. Contact the Village Social Services at 949-597-4267 to see if you qualify. Neighbors helping neighbors. The mission of the foundation of Laguna Woods Village.
Now there's a different way to buy a new Lexus. It's called CarDash, only available at SouthCountyLexus.com. It's amazingly simple. Visit SouthCountyLexus.com, select and reserve your new or pre-owned vehicle that comes with a 5-day love it or leave it guarantee. Apply for credit, calculate your payment, and even appraise your trade-in, all online. Once you arrive at the dealership, just pick up your car and drive home. Push a button, get a Lexus. South County Lexus, where different is amazing.
Welcome back. Now, a couple of announcements that I wanted to let you know about is if you are going to be playing pickleball or tennis this weekend, you may want to just keep in mind that masks are required when you enter and when you exit the tennis courts or pickleball courts. Now, they are asking that you wear your mask as long as possible, and we know it is really hard to do that when you're huffing and puffing trying to get those balls. So, do the best you can. No doubles play, so singles only. And if you have any questions or need more information, you can call 949-597-4273, or you can email recreation@vmsinc.org. All right, another thing is golf is going to be going online now starting the first of the year. So if you don't have your name in there, you may want to give them a call and get on the list so they can register you, and you want to call 949-597-4336. Okay, let's take a look at our weather one last time. It is looking quite nice. No rain in the forecast, some clouds here and there, but we are looking at sunshine, 65-47, 64-46, and for our New Year's Day, we are looking at 67-47 with lots of sunshine that day. Partly sunny on Saturday and partly cloudy on Sunday. And if you're traveling, quick look at our slide. Beach is 63-40, Mammoth 35-10, Big Bear 30-15, and then Palm Springs is 65-45. Have a great day in the village. We will see you again here tomorrow, which will be New Year's Eve. So join us again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Otherwise, have a great day today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Silver
and gold. Consider it sold.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest will buy your gold, diamonds, fine watches, coins, and sterling serviceware, regardless of condition. With metals at an all-time high, now is the time to sell. Visit us in person or shop online from the comfort of home.
Silver and gold. Consider it sold.
At the Jewelry Box, it's about trust.
We consider hearing to be an essential part of your life. During this time of quarantine and isolation, you need to be hearing the best you can to understand how to stay safe and to hear your friends and family. Advanced Ear Care is offering service to everyone that needs help with their hearing aids, no matter where it was you purchased. If it's not working properly, please call for a free troubleshooting appointment. We even have hands-free, no-contact curbside service. There's no charge for this service. Advanced Ear Care is here to keep you hearing during these critical days.
Tip, toss, take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.